Mr. Bezwada Wilson is a human rights activist. He founded the Safai Karamchari Andolan, a nationwide movement to abolish the dehuman practice of manual scavenging in India.
See, there is nothing we have in anger. We don't want to work. And we want to say this to everyone. I know that what I am and what background I am, that is not just a new or anything. But usually in our families, it gradually we will be knowing. It is not just one day there is a meeting there, it has revealed and I understand. No, it is not like that. It is actually the community, the people, our own relatives and others, friends, when they are all talking, we will be gather certain things. Then we will realize one day that I am untouchable. That is a very difficult day for anyone in this country. See, actually the fact is, I studied in the school that is a scavenger school. Scavengers, the children only will be there, and the school name itself is then a scavenger school. So there is no any discrimination, there is no any difference, nothing. It's just like that. Because that is our own world and we are other members like. Then when we move out of the school after 4th, then 5th standard when I joined in another school, then I became like I am a separate, I am alone, I am aloof. Something feeling it is automatically is coming that just because the others are also behaving, or the places where we sit we are very behind, maybe with the many reasons, it has registered to me that this school is not so a good place for me, and it is creating some problem which disturbs a lot and which is not welcoming. That I understood. Fortunately, the teachers were so good. Of course, there were some Brahmins also. During that time, I don't even know that what caste they belong. But they were so happy, or they used to support. And during that time, actually, many teachers, they hardly get the students who are interested in study. So whoever shows some interest, whatever they belong, whatever, but they used to just happy and they want to just make us to study like. So teachers not made a kind of a division or anything. That is not my personal experience at all. Actually, my mother's brother, he was a teacher. So my mother first, but my mother was illiterate. So she has not gone to school. But she has a zeal, or she has kind of an interest to learn many, and she want to write her name like in her lifetime, but could not do much. But she felt that it is a better, my children should study well, and my elder 3, they were not did good in the education. So she felt that I am an youngest and this is her last chance to make some son at least to go to the school. So she sent to school. I am not happy. Then I used to come back. She used to take me, and I am also very my mother's pet like. So she used to take me just and keep me there and inside the school. And I used to come and again watch whether my mother is there or not. So she used to promise me that I will be staying outside the school only. I am not going anywhere. So when I come and check also, many times she used to there only. So I will come back again the interval time. Again I sit with my mother, again go back. Like I want to say this many times also repeatedly. The role of the mother in the children, particularly in the scavenging community, is a very, very remarkable, and that is only is actually shaping us. Because the outside the house, the atmosphere, and inside the house atmosphere is not so friendly for any child to study or learn anything like. Because many people using the abuse words, vulgar words, and the language is not much talking. Most of the language they use the some kind of vulgar words and something, and it make a language like. That is our language. So my mother is to keep away all these things, and she's tried to learn some good language to make all of us to speak that kind of a language, not to use any vulgar words. Like her lifetime, she did in every step something unique to make me to study. And her efforts really is not just a small or anything. It is essentially those efforts only made me like this. Otherwise, it is impossible, because the students whoever is studied in primary school along with me, nobody is there in any schools. Many dropped out, many come up to the 10th. Later, nobody has. Then after really my mother's efforts only, I also realized the importance of education. And she used to say every day only about this only. See, one is the other resources as controlled by the dominant caste in India. That is, everybody knows. People may not agree, but it is a fact. Resources are there and the wealth is there. And moreover, opportunities for the Dalits, particularly untouchables, it is in a very limited way. So we don't want to do this, we aim not to do. After some time we realize that we are so close to the same job. Later we have to compromise. If you don't compromise, then you cannot work. And if you compromise, that will become your whole life. You become a scavenger. So likewise, the limitations, opportunities around us is a very, very limited. We don't have any separate skills or anything. And if somebody who learns some kind of carpentry or something also, get very less opportunities, because nobody will give such great orders to you to prepare or you make and give. So we get only sitting. Then ideally sitting is not good. Finally, we think that now after 18, 19, 20 years, then they will make a marriage. And after 22, 23 children, then there is a compulsion, you have to become a scavenger. If not, you won't get anything else. That does not mean that all the opportunities completely 100% closed, but opportunities are very, very limited. And only one opportunity, 100% open, is scavenging. See, according to the Kanun law, the manual scavenger means the person who employs, engaged or employed, or partially or fully to clean human excreta. Clean, carry and dispose human excreta, untreated human excreta, in any manner called the manual scavenging. So the person who involved or forced to do or employed by anyone, everybody involves in this pattern of the work, we must, as per the definition. But in India, many places, particularly the minister and the government, many times they say that only dry latrine cleaning only. So the dry latrine cleaning only, of course, but that is gradually is decreasing, but the increasing the numbers of the sewage and septic tank, that they are not considering. That is not correct. According to the law, according to the Supreme Court judgment, we have to consider persons whoever is in connection and in touch with a human excreta, untreated human excreta, you must call them as a scavenger. But there are the grades of the scavenging, of course. One is a dry latrine cleaning. That is still in Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Jammu Kashmir and few parts of the Jharkhand. It is there even now, the dry latrines. There the women are cleaning. That has completely not eliminated yet after 75 or 76 years independence. It is an unfortunate, still it is continuing. For that the reason is the government's apathy and the civil society also not so sensible. They think that it is not a big deal. If some girl is cleaning the shit, is okay, what wrong is there? That is there in the mindset. That made the people even today in this hour still working as scavengers is a very, very, very problematic and undemocratic, inhuman. Then second is sewage and septic tank. That is also must consider as a scavenging only, nothing else. Because they actually enter into the human excreta. Whole their body is full with a human excreta, and they are cleaning and everything from the septic tanks, and that is all. If you can't consider as a man, what else we can consider? And that is not desirable, and it is not really needed to do anyone. We can mechanize and we can come out, but that has not happened. Then third important is sewage and sewage system. And in our country, we have not made any kind of a good sewage system after so many years. We talk about the developments, we talk about the infrastructure, and you can see that even in any cities, like a cosmopolitan cities, like a Delhi, Mumbai, and other cities, Kolkata, Chennai, and all these cities also, you will definitely see at least 20-25 places everywhere on the road. There is somebody or other is working. Why they are all working continuously? If you have the proper sewage system, which can cater, and if you no need to enter into any manhole or any sewage. But we never did. We always, there is a corruption. When they always, we don't modernize our sanitation system, and we have done so many houses we construct, but our sewage line or the pipeline, the size is very, very small, where it cannot flow the water or the sewage, anything. So that is the reason we have to make the human being to enter into that to clean. So that system is still happening, and we have some sewage treatment plants. No city, their optimum level, their sewage treatment plants work. And any city not covered even 25 to 30% of the sewer water treating. And most of the untreated water or the sewage, we are throwing into our rivers, including the Yamuna, all our rivers. Not even single river we left. Everywhere we throw untreated our sewage. This is also a big environmental problem. And the people who are entering into the sewage line, they are all losing their life. We don't care their life. And that is a big crime which we are all doing. It is actually, we cannot expect much things so sensible in Indian society. Indians are very sensible people in some sense, but when it is coming to the 2-3 important things, like one is a women, and another is marginalized, mostly particularly untouchables and the minorities, their attitude, behavior, very, very completely it changes. They are so good, but when it's coming to this, they take a stand. They are their own opinions. That opinions make this all 3 or 4 such categories are the subhumans. They treat like that. So they don't even think. So we can expect with the only elected governments. They have then a mandate to actually to make all these modernize and make all mechanized. These 2 things, all the elected governments, they completely ignore. They don't even care. They are so interested in building the big, big flyovers. They are big interest, and they have always they do that construction of the roads. Every road, everywhere. But in the city itself, very small, whatever the sewage pipelines, they don't think. This is a lack of the political will and no interest, and they have no any kind of a compassion about their own citizens at all. It is in a very graded society. As Baba Sahib Ambedkar said, India is in a very, very hierarchical and very graded society. When it is coming to the Dalits, Adivasis, minorities and women, the majority, they think that it is not so important to think, talk or do anything. They can do everything. They are born only for this. That attitude still there in the mind. Unless until we clean our mind, it is a very, very difficult. For that, there is a progressive law and executiveness of the whole the bureaucracy. That is the most important. Both are completely lacking. Both have completely failed. That's the reason still even today in our country, the human beings, our citizens, we are throwing into the sewage and we are killing them. That is a continuously happening. This is a very quite common and it is a natural for my community. Most of the people in the evening or the morning or the afternoon, they have different types of the consuming alcohol or the tobacco or the whatever, gutka, whatever it is. Without all these things, it is difficult for them to go closer to the toilet or any sewage or anywhere to clean. So that reason they consume because of their become a everyday, because they are not doing the work once in a month. They have to do every day. So they have to drink also every day. Once they started drinking from the very, very young age, by the 35 years old, their life and their whole thing, they become like in a very elderly, very old look like. And after some time, their liver cirrhosis and many diseases, skin diseases and many other, and very some kind of a bronchus sambandhit diseases. That due to that, many people they die. Majority of our workers who work as a permanent employees in the municipalities also, they never take any much pension at all. Before their service end, they are all, usually they will die. So their lifespan is also as reduced. And the women also, they have to continuously eat, and there is a cancer and there are the many diseases. It is like kind of a vicious circle. Because of the work, they have to consume this. Because consuming, they have to enter into all these health problems. See, I told before also, the patriarchal system of the country, which made the women to clean more, where there is less money, like individual toilets, which it is there even now, where the 20 rupees, 30 rupees, 40, maximum 50, 60 rupees from one house per 1 month. So there the women are more, and they have to do work at the home and get up ready and again go and clean, collect some rotis, again come back, feed the children, send them to school, again they go in the evening like. Their life is totally, completely occupied a day with the only in a day out and day in, only the scavenging and the children and the take care and caring of the whole family. So this is a kind of a burden, extra burden on the women, and the women are actually easy to make them to go and clean. Because the men, they will also dress up and they go and they say that I don't want to clean. But whereas the women, they cannot bear this kind of poverty, and there is no food, nothing at the home, and some elders in the family, they fall into the sick or something. So during that time, they go to support. After a few days supporting, then they become, even without knowing, unconsciously, they will become a scavenger. And they realize after some time, and they are unable to come out. Their situation is very, very pathetic, and there is no schemes even the government makes, which is looking from the perspective of the women to come out. It is all they say that we will provide auto rickshaw, we will provide the tractor or the taxi, and all these things to actually to ride. Apply all these things for the women. It is difficult. It is not impossible. It is difficult because our driving centers, our every structure, it is in a male-friendly circle, male-friendly world. So here, as a women, coming out and breaking these shackles and leaving this and coming and finding the new avocation is very, very tough. That is the reason actually we need to struggle more. See, there is nothing we have in anger. We don't want to work. And we want to say this to everyone. But only one notion within our community is, we are somehow going and cleaning and coming back. Nobody knows that because we go in early morning, and we are also not in the main street we are going. Backside the house we are going in the lane, cleaning and coming back. Most of the toilet owners are not aware, and they don't even know that who is coming and clean. So in such circumstances, better we keep this hide like identity. We no need to reveal to anyone. That was the notion. So once we started, particularly when I felt so bad and I could not bear this enough. So when I want to come out and say this very openly, during that time, first everybody refused. You can't go out and say about us. It is whatever happened, it is okay, but we will manage ourselves. but you no need to go and tell everywhere. That is when I was explaining about the Safai Karamchari Andolan also, we have just gathered as in a group of the people and formed no purpose very clearly, this is what we need. But only one thing, which only one vision is, we must see that no human being is cleaning the human excreta. With then only one vision we have started. Then it is not a registered. Even today, Safai Karamchari Andolan, it is a people's movement. Elimination of the practice of the manual scavenging from India. Then we were trying to do that, and in many places, and we did whatever is possible. Then we realized at the point of time, the efforts are not sufficient and which is not going. Then we went to the Supreme Court in the 2003. Then 2003, when we went to the Supreme Court, we realized actually many states, they have not even adopted the act in their legislative assemblies. That is called the ratification. So when the ratification is not happened, you cannot implement the law. So after 1993, the act has come. So we went to the court in the 2003. Till the time they have not even ratified. Then from the 2003 to 2007-8, many states they ratified, they said that we will implement, but 2010 nothing has happened. So we declared a nationwide action 2010, and we started actually moving to the streets and demolishing. Majority of the toilets demolished, and many women, they burnt their baskets and they said that we want to come out of this. But the government has not made any kind of a proper rehabilitation. So 2013 again, the government started working bit to release some kind of a money. And the PIL, what we have filed, that also put the pressure on the governments. But whatever the law is there, whatever judgments has come, again 2013 new act has come. 2014 March 27 Supreme Court has given the judgment. But however, the deaths in the sewage and septic tank has not reduced. That is gradually day by day it was increasing because of the more construction of the toilets within these 10 years. And second is the people also started using the toilets, and there is no mechanization, no any kind of new apparatus or the machine the government purchased to clean. So that's the reason death toll day by day it is increasing, which is disturbing a lot. Losing a life of the human being matters a lot for the families who ever lost. See, one is very clear, due to the many problems, lack of political will and many things, there is the system has not changed much. That does not mean that nothing has changed. Whatever has changed, there is only two reasons. One is a continuous struggle of the women and all the manual scavengers or the Safai Karamchari community. Then second is because of the democracy. In the democracy, nobody can say that you born as a scavenger family and you are untouchable, you have to clean. Nobody can say this. That gives us an immense kind of strength to challenge the majority, the society, challenge the dominance, challenge the hierarchy. That gives a freedom actually. That is only actually for us as a freedom. We expect that the same freedom will relieve all the women of this country without any kind of slavery, symbols of the slavery like a manual scavenging, devadasi, or any kind of atrocities on the women or the violence on the women. It is not on just Dalits or anything. All the women, they must also enjoy the freedom. That is the day we are all expecting. We hope that actually Baba Sahib Ambedkar said very clearly, the citizens' participation in the governance only makes the democracy more fruitful. The day is there, and everybody must participate in the governance, and everybody must participate in the whole democratic process. The process is not far away. We can really enjoy when there is no human being cleaning the human excreta from anywhere in the country with the hands. And no human being is losing unnecessary the life in the sewage and septic tank. And we are all must feel that we are all equal. And we are all living within a liberty. We are all living within an equal justice and the fraternity.